Thanks for joining us on another episode of The Grind. Here's your host, JB.
Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to The Grind. Man, and we're in for a week of wrestling. It is going to be some big-time competition up there in Detroit. Coach and the team made the travels this morning. Early this morning, they were headed to the airport when I was chatting with Coach there. So they've got an early start. Sounds like they're settled in. But before we get started, share us, retweet us, subscribe to us wherever you're at. Check in on Rockfin. Go check us out on Rockfin. We're over there again tonight. That's a great platform. I will tell you folks right now, it would have been a very, very rough year without our Patreons and our Rockfin subscribers getting the content out there that we have. Last year, our son was still in the nest and helped out quite a bit with the production. He flew the nest this past season, right before the season started. So I was on my own, had to extend myself a little bit and get some help in there. So definitely appreciate everybody that supports us and what we're doing on Rockfin and through the Patreon group as well. So much appreciated. Go check us out on Rockfin. Definitely helps us out there. But without further ado, let's go check in with Coach. Coach, you're not in the Bentley household tonight, Coach.
No, far from it, Jeremy. I'm in the hotel in Detroit.
Detroit, Michigan. That's my old stomping grounds, Coach. How's Detroit treated you and the team so far?
So far, so good. We flew in today I think our flight got in right around noon, and then by the time we got the rental cars and all that kind of stuff, got checked into our hotel, it was about 2:30, and then we went over and got a workout, got the travel out of us this evening, and then our guys got back, settled in the hotel, a little bit of food for them, and then get some rest and ready for another day of prep tomorrow.
Yeah, it's an early start for you, as it always is, as we know, and the Twitter's bouncing off, starting at 6 in the morning. With the guys getting some run in there at the home center. You guys get an early start most mornings, I'm sure. Coach, what was the feel of the team last year when you guys head up was kind of midday, if I recall correctly. This one's a little bit earlier start. How's the team, the staff? How is everybody feeling getting settled in Detroit?
Everybody looked great today. We had an afternoon workout. As soon as we could get in the arena, we got in there, got a workout in, and kind of got the travel out of us. And all the guys look sharp. They look motivated. Most all these guys have been to this tournament before, and I think, I think they've got a little higher goals this time than maybe in previous times. And they're looking sharp. They're looking ready to go. And this is when you want to be wrestling your best, and I think all of our guys are, and so that's an exciting thing. Is I think our guys are poised to have their best performance of the season.
Yeah, it's got to be an interesting time for a lot of those young men for sure. As you said, there's a list of them that are going back. Coach, Caleb Smith may be the only first time wrestler up there this trip up.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, all the other 4 of the 5 qualifiers have experience here at the national tournament. Some of them multiple experiences. So, Caleb's the kind of young man, though. He's going to thrive in this environment. I think he'll do really well, and he's dangerous because he's got really nothing to lose, and feels like he's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder or something to prove. After having to get on that large bid to get here. So. I think all our guys are in a good spot and ready to go.
Yeah, it's going to be excited to watch them compete. Coach, when does the competition start for those young men?
Thursday at noon is the first session, Jeremy.
Thursday at noon. I will tell you personally, I've got a couple of interviews scheduled on Thursday, but I told our HR director can't be anything happening afternoon. So if they can't do before noon, count me out. I know where I'm going to be on noon on Thursday. Some great wrestling lined up, Coach. If anybody's looking to follow it, you can go to the NCAA Championship. They've got, I believe, an app out now where they put the brackets in. If you're a Flow Pro subscriber, you can get alerts I will tell you that. I will do everything I can do to post the alert on our Twitter account, to tweet that alert that will tell you what Matt and those sort of things that the wrestlers are coming up on for App State teams. So if you're following us on Twitter, if you set the alerts up, I will try to get those alerts out as soon as I receive them through a text message, because I've subscribed to all of those, and we'll let people know what mat they're coming up on so they can watch that live. Coach, there's going to be some great competition up there. John, we talked a little bit as our highest seed, I believe, up there at number 6. Got to be exciting for that young man. I know, coming off his last year, capturing that All-American, but obviously if you ask John, he was a little bit disappointed by last season results, but he's got a big opportunity in front of him this season.
Yeah, you don't get any points, for anything you've done in the past, Jeremy. Everything's going to be on what we earn when we're up here this weekend, and that goes for John and the other 4 qualifiers. Nobody's going to give him anything because he All-American last year. He's going to have to earn it every match here in Detroit. And then, our guys that, didn't get their goals reached last year, there's nothing to say that this can't be their year.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that, Coach. Got Cody Russell up there with you. You got Thomas Flitz, Jonathan Milner, Caleb Smith, and Will Formato. Those other 4 young men, obviously Caleb's first trip. But as you said, this is kind of a young man. He even talked about it, right? When we had him on the show, like his coach puts him in those high, pulling the anchor a lot of times on even in high school. And he was that for the Campbell duel there as well. So being used to those big pressure situations, and obviously the other 4 young men making that trip and not, 3 of the 4 not getting the results they wanted, had to be a great opportunity in front of them.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what the message has been to our guys all week in our training and our prep, and they've looked great. I mean, they're feeling good, and this has been a great year. We've been able to prepare our guys the way that we traditionally like to do. Got plenty of competition this year. Our guys are battle tested, and they're in tip top shape and ready to let it fly here in Detroit. And this tournament, to have success, you just have to, number one, you got to believe in your training, you got to believe in your skill set, and then the second thing is you just got to take it one match at a time. You can't you can't look too far down the road. You can't be thinking about 2 weeks ago. You got to just focus on one match at a time, be the best you can be, 7 minutes at a time, 7 to 10 minutes at a time. And if you keep doing that, stringing a lot of those matches together, then you're going to find yourself on the podium. But, we try to make sure our guys don't get, too ahead of themselves and just try to keep their thoughts small and, focus on what they can control.
Yeah. Coach, speaking of that, just putting it together, wrestlers, are they typically a creature of habit? Like, do they have their routines when you reach this level? As a student athlete, do you have your routines that you're going to start your day out and sort of the prep to, I guess, the days up to the competition and then the days of the competition? Do these guys have like their routines that they're going to likely stick to when they get ready for these matches?
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, we encourage that. That's one of the things we talk about all year is you want to create those habits that you're going to take with you to the NCAA tournament. When you get here in March, you don't want to start changing things. Your body's used to a certain preparation, a certain warm up, a certain meal, and you just want to keep everything as close to the same as you possibly can for the way it's been all year. And that way you're going to respond the same. And that's what it takes at this tournament to get it done, is just consistent effort, and being ready every time you step out there. And, so they do. Our guys are definitely a creature of habit, and we encourage that because I think, creating those good habits and maintaining them is really going to help them, reach their goals here. Yeah,
it's got to be a situation. Again, most of them have been there before. One of them is their first time. Got to be exciting for the 4, but also exciting for Caleb, kind of building his habits of hopefully a great career. I mean, getting there fairly early in his career has got to be exciting for him. getting up there and having that opportunity. Coach, what are some of the past guys that you've taken up there? This is not your first group of guys that you've taken up there. What are some habits? Is there any outlandish or habits that some of the guys had when they reached that national championship stage that you maybe just scratched your head a little bit and was like, where'd this come from?
I mean, every athlete's different, Jeremy. Yeah, I've had some peculiar individuals over the years. I've had some that had, they were superstitious about their socks. They would wear the same pair of socks, through the championship or, things like that. Each of our guys probably are a little bit quirky in kind of their habits and their routines. Some guys like to eat certain things on a trip. And, at this point, you want your athletes to be smart, but, also you want them to feel good. Want to feel good, take care of them. And, but our guys are pretty low maintenance, for the most part. Our guys, they know what they need to do here. And, they understand the responsibility on their shoulders and the accountability, for what they do and how they represent this program. And, over the years, I've had a lot of great experiences at this tournament, and honestly, this tournament I'm really, really excited for. This is one that I think, maybe, we have a chance to do some pretty special things here with this group we have.
Yeah, that's good, Coach. No quirky things, so you're not looking for Bojangles in Detroit then?
Absolutely not. No.
Yeah, that's good. Coach, what's the coaching staff? What kind of staff do you take up there? What support staff do you guys take along? Obviously, we've got the 5 qualifiers, but what does the rest of the staff look like? What's the makeup of that?
Yeah, so our travel party had, has obviously our qualifiers and then our 3 coaches, and then we also brought our athletic trainer to make sure we're taking care of the guys, keeping them healthy, all that kind of stuff. And then this year we also brought a videographer, that's going to capture a lot of footage, a lot of pictures, things like that behind the scenes. And throughout the championships, there's going to be a lot of special moments, and we've got someone up here that can capture those moments.
Yeah. Yes, that is so important. That's something I think we've all missed out on in previous years. This may not be the first year, but if we can get some good stuff out of that, that'll be awesome. Coach, I look forward to checking in with you later on in the week with a couple of guys on those podiums.
Absolutely.
Any parting shots, any last words, any messages before we let you go this evening?
No, if you're in Detroit, make sure that you're cheering loud when the black and gold's out on the mat competing. Make sure we can hear you and feel you in the arena. If you're not, if you're at home, you can follow us, go on ESPN, go to ESPN Plus, and I think you can pretty much see every match that we wrestle this week. So.
Yeah, it'll be exciting for sure. There's an NCAA app out. You can download that. You can track the brackets. Again, we'll be on Twitter and posting those as often as I can when they're getting ready to take the mat. Coach, definitely appreciate your time. Look forward to talking to you and some of the podium finishers later on this week.
Sounds good. Have a good night, Jeremy.
You too, Coach. Man, what an opportunity. 5 young men, all Mountaineers up there representing App State. And I will tell you, they're in Detroit. I can promise you there are some people in Detroit that knows that brand when they see App State in the Block A walking around there. Got to be exciting times for those young men and the staff. Looking forward to it. Again, if you want to stay abreast on when they're getting ready to hit the mat, follow us on Twitter. I will do everything in my power on Friday won't be so tough. Thursday afternoon might be a little bit of a challenge, but I will post those tweets, those alerts that they're going to be sent out to the subscribers as soon as I receive them, so people can follow along as well there. So go check it out. Follow us on Twitter. You'll be abreast on when and what mat they're going to come out on to wrestle that tournament. Going to be a great time. I will tell you, folks, even if you don't watch all the App State fans, if you can't, or all the App State matches, if you can't catch them all, just turn it on and watch some of the competition. I will tell you, there are young men up there and going to compete on those mats that it's a chance in a lifetime. I mean, when these guys started out wrestling, this was their goal, to reach that stage. So go check it out. Good support, showing your support for those young men that are up there, but looking forward to the Mountaineers bringing home a couple of podium finishes this year. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Appreciate the support of the subscribers and the Patreons. And stay tuned. We'll definitely have Coach JohnMark and the rest of the guys on later on this week to talk about their performance. Appreciate you, and go Apps.
This has been a production by Yosef Media.